Hey you guys, so the last time we did a tour in our Winnebago Ekko named Desert Snow, it was about, what, 2 months?
Yeah, about 2 months in, and we were just learning at that point.
And now we're about 6 months in, right?
Yeah, 6 months in, and we've learned a lot. Plus, there's been some major changes.
Yeah, so we wanted to kind of bring this to you as sort of an update and why we feel now this is the perfect van for van life living in 2022. You ready to get this party started?
I'm ready.
Let's rock! Yee, tour time! All right, so let's start right back up here where we started last time. Now, last time, you can go check out that video. I went into a little bit more detail about a lot of these cool features. This time, I'm going to tell you one of the reasons I really love having this entertainment package. So, Dave and I are Netflix freaks. We love to watch our Netflix shows, right, Dave?
No, you won't.
Absolutely.
Right? I mean, hello. So this Blu-ray, not only do we have a bunch of DVDs that we can play, but it also, if you have Wi-Fi connection, you can then use this here to watch Netflix on your entertainment package, which has the JVC sound system, and it has 6 months of dust just rolling off of it.
No, we didn't see that. That's actually quartzite dust.
Yeah.
You can't
Is it
get rid of that.
Is it lake meat? Is it?
That's true. It could be a lot of places.
It's a lot of stuff in 6 months.
We're
We're collecting a lot of history.
Dust of America.
Dust of America. So it's great. There's also tons of storage, as you can see here. Once again, lots of storage. I wanted to mention one of the things I love about Desert Snow is I can actually drive this no problem, and after all this time, we can still park in just about any spot we want to. We can go into a Walmart. Come to mama. We're sitting in this lovely park right here in a perfect spot, camping out, and it's so amazing to be able to just know that you can pretty much go anywhere. Another really great thing that we have loved about Desert Snow is the fact that we can have so much creative space in such a small space. Speaking of this here, this is our dinette. How you doing? What would you like for dinner?
Some of these.
Oh, yum yum.
Best friends.
Best friends. The dinette area kind of gives you the comfortability of having like dinner, or you can use it as a workspace, and not just here, but here. See what I mean? So the fact that both the driver and the passenger flips around this way, one, this extra Lagoon table we really do find useful. And it doesn't just serve the purpose of being sort of another space to eat, or another space to just hang out, or another space to work. It has something extra. Let me show you. I love to cook, and one thing you'll probably notice in this coach here is there's not a lot of prep space and cooking counter space, but this here turns full functioning, and it almost acts like an extension of the kitchen area. I've used this as part of my prepping for meals, but also washing dishes and drying them. So it has so many different functionalities all within the confines of this one little space. Absolutely love it. So before we continue, I just want to mention one thing, which I think is a really important factor as to why the Winnebago Ekko for us is the perfect fit for a full-time van life. We had the opportunity to speak one-on-one with the designer of the Winnebago Ekko, Russ Garfin. And when we asked him the question, why the Winnebago Ekko, he told us this, that he and his wife used to own a Winnebago Travado, and they wanted something to feel a little bit more bigger, not a C-class, not a B-class, but a B+, an in-betweener, which is the Winnebago Ekko. But not just that, something that would allow you to go off-grid for an extensive amount of time, whether it's in the heat or in the snow. And hence, a baby was born, and that's why we named our boy Desert Snow. All right, back to the tour. Because we're both tall. Dave is really tall. He's about 6'3". He's like 6'2", 6'3", right?
Yeah, about 6'2", 6'3".
Yeah, and so the height of this one here worked perfectly. Now before this, we actually had on order a Sprinter, a Midwest Sprinter. And it was a very beautiful, luxurious feel of a B-class van. But the problem was the height.
Especially in the bathroom too. It was really small.
Really
Yeah.
tight. But here it's about 6'8". A lot of space in here for sure, which helps. So it also has a lot of great cabinet space because of the ceiling. It gives you deeper and further back cabinets, which is this one here. Here, which is the kitchen area, this is where it has the magic cabinet.
Ooh.
It's got the Keurig machine with the coffee. Oh yeah, so this is where we kind of keep our Keurig machine, and there's some modifications we're probably gonna do in the future, but right now it works perfect for us. Because of the ceiling height, things are kind of high. So if you're short, this might be a little tougher for you. It's a small microwave, but it does the perfect job for us with popcorn. The refrigerator is one of the biggest things for us we love because there's a lot of space in there. You look, okay, you can look, it's not that messy, but you can look, it's just a lot of space in there. But the freezer is very interesting because of the fact that it pulls down this way. If you're short, like 5'5", 5'4",
Right.
it can really be hard to get back in there unless you have like a step ladder. So it might be hard to see in there. And so that's just something to keep in mind if you're a shorter person looking to get something like this. But the kitchen is kind of nice too. You know, one of the things I wish it did have is the induction cooktop. So one of the reasons you'll see on top of here, I end up getting a single induction cooktop, especially if we're going to be doing sort of that winter camping vibe, where I want to preserve the propane for the heat. Well, what I'll try and do is I'll use the induction cooktop because this here is a dual propane. So it's just, ooh, it's all dirty in there. Lots of lights in here all throughout, which kind of makes it feel extra warm, extra cozy. Pantry here for your spices and things like that. We may get a Berkey, which is why this is probably the perfect spot for the Berkey. Lots of storage under here. And I am going to tell you this, I'm going to save the best inside for last because there is something very cool in this bathroom that I have yet to see here in the US in like a van basically. So I am excited to kind of show you guys what's happening in there. So before I get into two major issues, one that has been resolved and two that we're still working very closely with Winnebago and Truma to resolve, I want to take you guys into our piece de resistance, which is the bedroom area. These are probably some of the most comfortable coach beds.
Oh, they're so comfortable, and for a van,
right?
I mean, unbelievable.
Unbelievable. You can either have this as two twins, which is the currently way we have it, which makes it easier to access and get down these steps, or you can put it into a queen size. There's extra storage,
a lot of storage under there
in the back, way back there. There's extra storage. Yeah. It has a nice little closet space, and that is basically the same on both sides. With the exception that the driver's side has the water tank compartments down below, so it might be a little bit different configuration, but it's really, really comfortable. Each bedroom area here, I've got these super soft kind of cushy things here. You can fill them up, and when they're not full, they kind of squish and fit back in perfectly. So giving you more capabilities of being able to close these drawers, because one of the major things we've learned over the last 6 months is managing your storage is very important in the world of van life living. Let me show you this, which is really cool. I'm gonna move all my little decorative pillows here. But let's say, for instance, you're back here watching a movie like Dave and I, what we tend to do, and you wanna be able to have your drinks back here and relax in your area. Well, this really comfortable cushion on this side flips over like so.
There it is.
And there it is, boom, boom, boom. And that becomes basically a station for your drinks, for your snacks, things like that as well, or if you're back here reading a good book. Over here, I kind of wrapped it up in a blanket, but it's the second cushion, which that would allow you to make it into a queen bed space. Now, the reason we don't put it as a queen, which you might be asking, well, why are you having it as a twin bed? Because of the fact that we like to drink a lot of water, so we have to use the bathroom quite a bit throughout the evening. And so if it's a queen bed, someone is constantly stepping over someone while they're sleeping.
Oh,
and
TMI,
yeah,
TMI.
I'm just saying. So that might not end well. So it's better to have the separation of space to be able to use the bathroom. And we're still close enough where we can still give each other hugs and kisses.
Absolutely.
You really do feel, because of the massive amounts of insulation in this puppy, that you truly are disconnected from the outside if you really want to be. Desert Snow has full-blown insulation, so you can technically go off-grid, and Dave will elaborate more on this when we get outside. You can go off-grid in the snow without winterizing, right, Dave?
Oh, absolutely. No question about it.
Yes. So speaking of that, getting to the next point, which is a little bit of concern for us, we have been having some heat issues. But as time has gone on, if you remember from the first video, if you've seen that, if you haven't seen our first tour, definitely go back and check that out. We have been working closely with Winnebago and Truma to really kind of get this heat issue resolved. So there's an error code that comes up called W27H. And from what we've learned, it's basically an error message saying there's not enough circulation going into the compartment where the heat unit is, causing it to overheat, reset itself, and shut down. So that being said, that's not the whole story. It's a great little system here, the Truma system. We have now been able to really experience going into cold weather conditions, dropping down into like the low teens, right, Dave?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's done a great job.
And it's done a fantastic job keeping things warm enough for us to get through the evening, but not really getting to the temperatures we have currently set on the device. So we're working on that to correct with Truma and Winnebago to get that resolved. Now you see these little things here, these little temperature sticks. We have them all over the place. We actually have one in the back. We have one here, and we have one outside in the water compartment where we do measure the temperature of the different areas of the coach to see where the heat tends to reside throughout the evening. We do feel that it's something that still needs to be addressed because it's not working as it should. The air conditioning unit, what's really nice about this one here is it's ducted AC, and that just means all the components are inside. The intake is here, you have all the vents here, and it's supposed to run quiet. Now we really haven't had a chance to test it ourselves. We did have service folks from Winnebago test that as well before we took ownership of Desert Snow. Now, as I stated before, saving the best inside here for last. Let's check it out. La, 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 la.
Excuse me.
Hello?
Excuse me.
Who is it?
It's David.
Oh, come into my bathroom, baba. This is one of the coolest bathrooms I have seen, where it has a really unique flow to it for being sort of a wet dry bath combo. And what does that mean? Well, let's just take you in for a quick second. So it's got a small sink area, which is really kind of comfortable. We've actually added a couple little things to make things fluid for us, whether it's kind of our toothbrushes, something that we can kind of put in here. Sometimes Dave will put his razor. The toothpaste, which sits here, you just pump it out, brush, and go. Love the fact that it has a medicine sort of cabinet in here. And it also has a window, so you get great flow. You want some air out there so things don't get a lot of moisture in here when you open up those windows. There was a recall on this where it didn't have proper drainage in the shower, so unfortunately we were not able to use the shower for quite some time. So Winnebago installed a brand new system in there, which has been approved, sort of this whale pump, and it's really interesting. Now we did a video on this not too long ago, our last video, episode 15 of season 1. Definitely check that out, where we had some of the Winnebago techs talk about the wheel pump and its functionality and what made it such a better system than what they previously had. It does have a unique sound, and it goes a little something like this. Wait for it. Yes, it's like this big gurgle right down there. It's kind of loud, right, Dave?
I feel like we're by the fire, ready for a party.
It's like the whale pump dance.
Exactly.
So that is quite the sound. Now, we will take that any day over what was previously there. So, you know, a lot of vans, if you take showers on the insides, there are these sort of wet baths where your toilet paper gets wet, your everything in that bathroom, if you're taking a shower, gets wet. But not in this one. They revamped it. So where is the shower, you might ask? Hello? Shower? Where are you? Well, let me show you.
Whoa, hey! Hey, try to take a shower here.
I'm so sorry.
This is a great, look at this height in the shower, it's great. Hey.
Yes, you guys, the shower is actually behind the wall. So this one tiny little space here actually conforms into a really functional wet dry bath. And as you saw, Dave was just about to take a shower before you, us, we all really interrupted that shower, right, Dave?
It's like a secret shower.
Like a secret shower.
Behind a trapdoor.
Exactly, it's like a secret shower. But it really does have great functionality. We've used this many, many times since the whale pump has been fixed, and it's been great. pumps out with great pressure. And we have within our Truma system this AquaGo Insta Hot. Now, we've tested it out many times, even in the cold weather, and it's not really instant hot, but it's fast, right?
It's very close to instant, yeah.
Very quick,
very quick. Plus you have a 50-gallon freshwater tank, so you can take some pretty good showers, pretty long showers in there.
Pretty long showers. The water just constantly surfaces and stays hot. It's like, Dave, get out of that shower. They're taking way too long.
Well, that's what 50 gallons of fresh water's for, babe.
You're so right. Carry on. Enjoy.
Welcome to the outside of Desert Snow. Now, we've learned a lot in the last 6 months of van life inside our Winnebago Ekko. And one thing that attracted us right from the start was a transit van chassis and really the EcoBoost engine, which has tremendous power. And we've loved driving it. Both Tanya and I just absolutely love driving the transit van. Don't you agree, Tanya?
Oh, totally. It just cruises up hills, like past those big trucks.
Exactly.
I love it.
It's amazing. And plus the all-wheel drive feature has been amazing. We've taken this and down icy roads and snowy roads and even some really muddy roads that are just kind of filled with snow runoff, just filled with water. And we were both very nervous that we were going to get stuck. But fortunately with the all-wheel drive, we made it through without really any problems. So that was a great sign, even with the stock tires. Let's talk about the Ekko's power system. And Tanya and I really want to spend quite a bit of time boondocking off-grid. So as a result, we actually opted for 2 Lithionics batteries, which in total generate 640 amps or 8,300 watts of power, which we think is awesome. But in addition to that, we also opted for an own-in generator, which is super quiet.
So quiet.
Yeah, super quiet. It gives us really the flexibility both with the generator as well as the batteries. And speaking about driving down muddy roads, well, that's the result right there. Look at that. My goodness.
That's funny.
And we clean that.
Everywhere.
That's actually getting clean. Now, this next feature of the Ekko van is something that actually we've gotten a lot of questions about, and we were very concerned about it as well. And actually, it was I had to make a commitment for us to buy this, and that was actually to handle the infamous Cassette toilet.
Dun, dun, dun.
Right? And right here, guys. And forgive me, there's no gloves today, and that's just how it's gonna roll.
Yeah.
But comments will come flying in. But anyway, guys, this is the Cassette toilet. There's no black tank, but there's a Cassette toilet. So this is effectively the portable black tank that we have. It's only 5 gallons.
That's Dave's
Right.
toilet suitcase.
Yeah, this is my suitcase. You kind of roll it out. Quite a bit of convenience here. We've been very pleased with it, but I will say it probably only lasts about 2 to 3 nights, and that's just going number 1 in it. All right. I washed my hands and I applied some disinfectant wipes, so we're good to go. Continue on. Let's head to the water compartment here. And this is where I actually haven't shown this yet, but I need to show this. We talked about 4-season insulation. This is that insulation. Look how thick. And this is all around everything. The whole B-box frame here, the transit frame, is this thick insulation which keeps everything nice and warm inside, and also all the tanks are behind this wall. So here is the water tank with all of your kind of standard features. And we're newbies, we're still somewhat newbies here, and so we appreciate the little diagrams here to help us know where to move these switches, right? And very easy to do. You do have an outdoor shower as well with hot water. You can kind of hook it up here if you like. Right here if you want to take that shower. If you don't like the inside shower, you don't like that inside shower, come on outside.
If you can't fit out inside.
Right. Exactly. But one thing to point out, these compartments are all heated. Here's a heat duct here. And this compartment, we've tested it, as Tanya mentioned, inside with a temperature gauge, and it stays very warm, even down to like 10 degrees. You could probably even go lower down to 0 or something. We haven't been down that low yet, but we will. And we're very confident it's gonna hold up. The big thing though, well insulated.
So before we move on, you got to talk about this. I love this.
Okay, now it is windy today, so we're not going to open it up, but this is the bat wing awning, which is really cool. It kind of folds all the way around to the back, and it's going to be awesome in the summer. And we've done some videos of this as well, so definitely check that out. Now this next feature, the garage space, was really one of the main selling points for us in terms of getting the Ekko. Now it may look small to you, but it is not. It is mighty. And you can fit a lot in here. We have fit so many things so far in the first 6 months of van life living in this garage space, including like 2 full-size electric bikes, a good-sized hot tent, a wood stove. I mean, you can fit so much in here. Plus, it's heated, it has power, light. They did a great job on this.
Look, it can even fit me.
You're crazy. All right, time to head up. Now you might see these mud tracks. They are still unused perfection. We thought we were gonna have to use them.
I know.
Right? We were a little nervous.
And I love the color. It actually matches the desert snow.
Yeah, but you can still make it up. And up top here, there's actually 450 watts of solar power, which of course powers up the batteries as well. And in addition to actually the solar powering the batteries, you can also power them through the generator. And there's also a second alternator on the Transit engine. All right, so this is the infamous Truma Aquago system, which we're actually super excited about. We think it's a great system, but there has been the problem that Tanya mentioned before, but we're getting this warning light of the system overheating, which is clearly not correct, right? And so Truma and Winnebago are working on it. We're confident it will get fixed. We still think this is a proven system over the years, so we think it's a great system. But one thing I do want to point out about it, which we think is great.
Oh, we love this.
Yeah, it runs off propane, but the cool thing is Winnebago actually put in standard 20-pound propane tanks, which we think is awesome. You can get these refilled almost anywhere or swap them out. Super easy. You can kind of monitor basically as one goes down, you can switch to the other one and then refill this one. So far, it's been wonderful. We actually spent over a week up in the snow in very cold weather. Actually, the weather got down to close to 10 degrees, and we actually only went through 1 propane tank during that time. Now, during the day, it did warm up, so we didn't use the heat,
Right,
but we used the heat every night.
Yeah, it was about between like what, an 8 to 10 hour time span.
every
He was
night.
cranking every night. And
Yeah, just 1 tank. That's pretty good.
High five.
Yeah, I'm happy with that. And here is the tailgate package, which is basically dual outside propane burners. There's actually a sink as well that you can use to prepare your food and also, of course, clean your dishes. And then there's a really cool Norcold combo freezer fridge. You can set either as a freezer or a fridge as well. And Tanya loves it too, so you can cook outside, not get the inside all messed up.
Yeah, especially
Right?
the nights of making fish.
I love the fact that you got all of this gorgeous window space in here. Hey, hold on, yeah, there it is.
There we go. Oh.
Wait, hold on.
Hey, oh.
Too far out. There it
There it
is.
is.
Hello, everybody. Has like this double feature where you have like the screen, keeps the buggies out, or you have the blackouts, which
Bye-bye.
keeps the people out.
And if you're enjoying your outdoor cooking, you can bring the awning out, which again, we are not going to put out because it is quite windy, but you can put on the lights,
Wow.
which we actually like. The lights are pretty nice. One more thing, just want to show you how easy it is to put the tailgate package away. Got to do this first.
Oh. Wow.
Voila!
Voila. Now it does have a backup camera, which is very, very helpful, especially getting in and out of tight spots. But what I wish it did have was a rear camera so that you can monitor what's going on back there all the time while you're driving. Because this is kind of wide, you're really just relying on those 2 side mirrors there and the blind spot detection. But I think having that rear camera, which maybe they'll put on the 2nd edition, would truly come in handy.
Overall, it's been a great first 6 months of full-time van life in Desert Snow. Don't you think, Ben?
Oh, it really has. And we have so many cool adventures ahead. Hey, we'd love it if you stuck around and hang out with us a little bit more by hitting that subscribe button. We would greatly appreciate that. And we truly look forward to seeing you guys on our next adventure.